Thank you for tuning into this video. My name is Gia. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about how to use our visualization power, our ability to visualize, as a tool to tap into higher dimensions. I will also talk about what visualization exactly is and also what I mean by tapping into higher dimensions. So first of all, a visualization starts by intentionally creating an image or moving image or scenes within our minds. And from here, you can delve deeper into this state of focus, this meditative state. And as you go deeper into this visualization process, you can actually begin to feel, experience within your body, within your heart, within your senses, what it is that you're experiencing in that picture, in that moving image. And this is very powerful because our science already tells us that our brain don't really have the ability to differentiate between what is imagined, what is visualized, and what is physically real and physically tangible. The chemicals that are released in our brain and the brain activity during our visualization process often mirrors that of physical reality. So we can use our ability to visualize and go deeper into this visualization process to shift our vibration. And that brings us to what it means by tapping into higher dimensions. Dimensions are basically vibrational realities. Depending on our vibrational frequency, we tap into different levels of dimensional realities. One way to think of it is when I was young, I used to live in a second floor of an apartment building. And I used to look out the window and see the playground very close because it was closer to the ground. And I would see people passing by. I can also hear conversations even. And one day, our neighbor invited us to their apartment, which was, I believe it was like 11th floor. And I looked out the window and I was blown away by such a vast difference of the view that I was seeing. Completely different perspective, completely different reality. And this is very similar to what it feels like to resonate in different dimensional realities. When we are in lower vibrational state, we're unable to tap into realities that you can see in higher vibrational states. And this frequency, this dimensional level, is highly dependent on our emotional level. So depending on what kind of emotions we're experiencing in that moment, the way that we perceive our reality, the way we interpret our reality, it completely shifts. And this is the emotional guidance chart by Hicks. And this gives you a ladder of emotions from lowest vibration to the highest vibration. And I will put this link below as well. And we can use this emotional guidance chart to see where we are resonating at, what vibrational we are at, by reflecting on what emotions we're experiencing right in this moment. When we tap into higher vibrational emotions, such as bliss, peace, joy, gratitude, then our body is actually filled with light, and our energetic body taps into higher dimensional realities of oneness, unconditional love. And from here, we have access to communication or contact with higher dimensional beings, angels, our guides, our higher self, and our soul family. And this is exactly how we can use the power of our visualization to tap into higher dimensions. I will put a few links below to different types of guided meditation, visual meditations that you can try out to see which you resonate with more, which works better for you. And because the tools are out there, I really want to focus this video on specifically 3 skills that you can practice and focus on to go deeper into your visualization. Because the deeper you can tap into your visualization reality, the more real and the easier it is for your vibrational state to shift, and it can be very powerful. So the first very important skill is focus. And it sounds very simple, but actually a lot of people have difficulties with focusing. This is your ability to sustain your focus in one task. If you're someone that's constantly distracted, this might be an area that you can really practice building your skills on, because focus is one of the major part of your ability to visualize and get into that deep state of meditation. When our mind is filled with self-talk or different ideas popping up, it's very difficult to stay connected to the flow of our visualization, which makes it a lot harder to embody that higher vibrational emotion, higher vibrational frequency. And speaking of different thoughts and ideas, self-talk popping up, I also want to mention that there's a difference between chaotic mind versus specific thoughts or memories that surface during your meditative practice. Oftentimes when these specific thoughts or memories pop up into your awareness, it can be a great opportunity for you to focus on and dive into, for you to be able to resolve them. But this experience is very different from our regular brain activity where we're constantly thinking of different things and getting distracted. So there are a few different skills that you can use to practice your focusing skills. One way is to actually set a timer before you immerse yourself in a task, whatever that might be. And within that task period, set an intention that you will only focus on that task. There's no phones laying around, no computer laying around, unless your task involves a computer. And continue to practice this and notice moments when you are unfocused and consciously bring your awareness back to that task. You can also do a mind map exercise. If you don't know what that is, I'll put a link below so you can learn more about that. You can also simply observe people passing by wherever you are at and pay attention to the different details that you see in that moment as they pass by. It doesn't have to be people, it can be places, it can be certain rooms, it can be looking out the window, but really practice being in the present moment and just observe and notice what it is that is in front of you. The next skill that can help you dive deeper into your visualization practice is the state of non-resistance. So resistance is anything that puts a blockage or pause in your natural flow of whatever it is that you're processing, your task. If you are in a non-resistant state, you're simply allowing yourself to flow with what unfolds in front of you, whether it is task that comes up while you are engaged in a project. If you find something that is not working out, you don't dwell on it, you simply focus your energy on resolving the task and move forward rather than focusing on the negativity of you encountering the challenges in your task. So it's your ability to really free flow with what unfolds for you, and this is a very important skill for visualization. Another point to bring out is that a lot of people are actually not very comfortable with sitting with themselves. A lot of us are very used to constantly tuning into external realities, whether that is social media, whether it is conversation with other people, rather than focusing inwards and really listening and processing what's going on with us internally. And this can be our subconscious pattern of distracting ourselves from tuning into ourselves, our emotions, our internal world. So one helpful practice to develop your ability to put yourself in a non-resistant state is to practice mindfulness. And one particular exercise that comes to mind is to sit silently with something that causes discomfort, whatever that might be. Maybe sitting at a noisy place, maybe sitting with a certain pain that you're feeling in your body, whatever that might be, sitting with the discomfort and allowing yourself to simply be present with it. And one way to practice is to, whatever it is that you notice or you feel, simply describe it rather than labeling it. For example, let's say that you're practicing sitting with your own physical pain. Instead of labeling the pain that you're feeling as I don't like it, I like it, or this is very annoying, instead, describe the pain. I feel heaviness in my chest. I feel pinching pain in my arm. So when we describe it rather than labeling it, oftentimes we can dive a little bit deeper into exploring what it is that we're feeling rather than blocking ourselves or resisting the process. Another exercise again can be mind map, the one that I put the link to below. This is basically your way of flowing with your thoughts instead of blocking it or trying to change it. And one way to do this is to record your mind map through a writing. And you will be able to find more information about that below. The last skill that's very important to practice to go deeper into a visualization, to be able to tap into a higher dimension, is to practice being in the state of openness and receptivity. A lot of the times when we are trying to achieve something, we can often fall into that trap of forcing things to happen. But what's very important in this visualization practice is to be in a completely non-judgmental, open state of being and allow and receive whatever comes forth in your visualization in your mind. And this can be quite challenging to explain with words. I actually encourage you to reflect on yourself, what it means for you personally to be in an open, receptive state. So these are the 3 skills that I want to share with you guys. Again, I will put some links below to guided meditation or visualization meditations that you can practice. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions, you can always put any comments below. Reach out to me through my website. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.